If you ask most people what their number one fear is, what do you think it is? Most people's number one fear is public humiliation. Okay? I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm not afraid of it.
Have you ever felt like the world around you is changing so fast that you can't keep up? What if I told you that one of Hollywood's most controversial figures, Mel Gibson, is taking a stand against what he calls the woke culture? Today, we're going deep into Gibson's bold statements and exploring the implications of his views on creativity and freedom in the film industry. Welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we're going to discuss Mel Gibson's latest remarks that have sent shockwaves through Hollywood.
You know, I think he's a very intense, very unusual, eccentric guy. Like, just being around him, you get this sense of his energy. It's like it's all over the place. Like,
known for his iconic roles in films like Braveheart and Mad Max, Gibson has never shied away from controversy. But this time, he's not just talking about his films. He's addressing a cultural shift that he believes is stifling creativity in the industry.
Well, I think that storytelling has always been a kind of a male medium.
Always in history?
Always.
Yeah.
From the start.
As we unpack his thoughts, we'll explore what this means for artists and audiences alike. Stick around as we break down his perspective and the broader implications for Hollywood today. Mel Gibson argues that woke culture began with good intentions, promoting social justice and inclusivity. However, he claims it has changed into a creativity-crushing silence that pressures individuals to conform to a single viewpoint.
I mean, I've never seen Hollywood quite so shaken by anything. It's a little late, so we'll see how it all shakes down. Hopefully it clears the air a little bit.
According to him, this cultural shift has created an environment where dissenting opinions are not just discouraged, but actively silenced. Gibson's perspective highlights the paradox of modern activism. While the goal is to create a more inclusive society, the methods employed often lead to exclusion. He believes that Hollywood has become a space where only certain narratives are acceptable, and anyone who strays from these narratives risks facing severe backlash.
Otherwise, you'll eat yourself alive here. And I think it takes that kind of cockroach resilience to survive in this town.
This environment, he argues, stifles creativity and discourages artists from exploring complex or controversial themes in their work. In his view, the original purpose of promoting social justice has been overshadowed by an oppressive atmosphere that prioritizes ideological conformity over artistic expression. Gibson's resonates with many artists who feel constrained by the fear of public humiliation or backlash for expressing divergent opinions. The pressure to adhere to a specific narrative can lead to self-censorship, where creators avoid exploring topics that might be deemed controversial or offensive. This phenomenon is not limited to Hollywood. It reflects a broader societal trend where individuals are often hesitant to express their true thoughts for fear of being ostracized. Gibson's critique serves as a call to action for artists and audiences alike to reclaim the freedom of expression that is essential for genuine creativity. He believes that true art should challenge societal norms rather than conform to them, and that a diverse range of voices is crucial for a vibrant artistic landscape. As he puts it, you can't build resentment about it. You have to still try and love those people.
You can't build a resentment about it. You have to still try and love those people.
Yeah.
This statement captures his belief in the importance of dialogue and understanding, even in the face of disagreement.
It's like you go to the smorgasbord to feed your need to work, and your need to tell stories, and your need to express yourself, whatever.
By fostering an environment where differing opinions can coexist, Gibson argues that we can create a richer tapestry of storytelling that reflects the complexities of human experience.
But you know, those little changes in the screenplay to bring about character and to give some disadvantages so you can effect change is that's part of storytelling.
Ultimately, Gibson's critique of woke culture raises important questions about the future of creativity in Hollywood. Will artists be able to freely express their ideas without fear of reprisal? Or will the industry continue down a path of ideological conformity that stifles innovation?
I think actually being a Catholic actually suits storytelling better, because I mean that's what we live on. We have to go back. We have to remember. We have to engage with the greatest story ever told, kind of thing. So it's a pretty easy. I mean, there's nothing that should inhibit great storytelling, or even in this industry. I mean, some people, they have this idea that they have to compromise who they are by being in the world of film. Well, you don't. I mean, you can.
These questions are vital for anyone interested in the evolution of storytelling in contemporary society. Gibson shares personal stories illustrating how difficult it can be for artists to express themselves freely. He recalls moments in Hollywood where he felt pressured to adhere to specific narratives or risk being ostracized. This fear of public humiliation, which he identifies as a common concern among many artists, has led him to adopt a more outspoken approach. One particularly striking moment he describes involved a casting session where he felt an overwhelming sense of intimidation. The pressure to conform was palpable, and he realized that many artists were navigating similar fears. This shared experience highlights the pervasive nature of censorship within the industry and underscores the importance of creating spaces where artists can speak openly without fear. Gibson also discusses how some of his peers, like priests, have faced backlash not for wrongdoing, but simply for expressing traditional beliefs.
Generally passively sit by and tolerate any kind of nonsense, but if one of their priests utters something that resembles orthodoxy, well then they spring into action, they reprimand him, and they bully him and do their best to cancel him. And it succeed. They drum him out of the service, off he goes.
He points out that the very institutions meant to support them often turn against them when they stray from accepted norms. This analogy serves to underscore his belief that Hollywood has become intolerant of diverse viewpoints. The impact of this censorship extends beyond individual artists. It affects the entire creative process. When creators feel unable to explore certain themes or ideas, the resulting works can lack depth and authenticity. Gibson argues that this trend ultimately diminishes the quality of storytelling in Hollywood. Moreover, Gibson's experiences highlight the need for solidarity among artists who share similar concerns about censorship. By coming together and voicing their frustrations, they can challenge the status quo and advocate for greater artistic freedom. This collective effort could pave the way for a more inclusive industry where diverse perspectives are celebrated rather than suppressed. As he reflects on his journey through Hollywood, Gibson emphasizes the importance of resilience in the face of adversity. He encourages fellow artists not to shy away from difficult conversations or controversial topics, but rather to embrace them as opportunities for growth and exploration.
The social contract. You can't get mad.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get mad. You can't let it get you, because you have to make a deal with everyone else, and it's almost unspoken that you are going to be fucked over at some point.
By doing so, they can contribute to a richer artistic landscape that reflects the complexities of human experience. Ultimately, Gibson's personal experiences with censorship serve as a powerful reminder that creativity thrives in environments where diverse voices can be heard. As we consider his perspective, it becomes clear that fostering open dialogue is essential for nurturing innovation and ensuring that all artists have the freedom to express themselves authentically. Gibson's critique raises important questions about the future of creativity in Hollywood. He argues that when artists are afraid to voice their opinions or explore controversial topics, the quality of storytelling suffers.
From beginning to end, it's very brief. He says, women on film, either naked or dead. Both is better.
Mm.
And it's like, whoa, ooh.
He believes that true art should challenge societal norms rather than conform to them. To illustrate this point, consider how many films today prioritize political correctness over compelling narratives. Gibson suggests that filmmakers should strive to create original stories rooted in their own cultures rather than rehashing existing franchises or altering established characters. This call for authenticity resonates with many who feel that Hollywood is losing its creative edge. Gibson's assertion challenges filmmakers to think critically about their role in shaping narratives within popular culture. By prioritizing originality over conformity, they can create works that resonate deeply with audiences and reflect diverse experiences. This approach not only enriches storytelling but also fosters an environment where creativity can flourish. Moreover, Gibson believes that creativity thrives on risk-taking and exploration. When artists are free to tackle complex themes without fear of backlash, they can push boundaries and challenge audiences' perceptions.
It does feel different. I think because, I don't know, I think just because I've been around longer, it's different.
Yeah.
I'm more relaxed about the whole thing, you know, because there's no point in being anything else,
Yeah.
right?
It's true.
So, you know, I'm not going to get all wound up about it. I'm going to just try and, like, observe.
Yeah.
This willingness to take risks is what has historically driven innovation in filmmaking and storytelling.
The recruiters weren't the guys. It wasn't some weird dude in a mask, glasses, and a white van. It was a woman. It was a non-threatening person. So this 17-year-old girl recruits this 10-year-old and was horrified what happened. So she promises this girl candy and ice cream. But what she finds is a bunch of guys that kidnapped her, shot her full of fentanyl, and she had to hear this 10-year-old girl for the next 2 hours.
In contrast, when creators feel constrained by societal expectations or industry pressures, their work may lack authenticity and depth. This trend can lead to formulaic storytelling that fails to engage audiences on a meaningful level. Gibson's call for greater artistic freedom serves as a reminder that true creativity requires courage. The courage to explore uncharted territory and challenge prevailing narratives. Ultimately, Gibson's critique invites us all, artists and audiences alike, to engage in conversations about creativity and expression within Hollywood. By fostering open dialogue and embracing diverse perspectives, we can help ensure that storytelling remains vibrant and dynamic in an ever-evolving cultural landscape. Another significant aspect of Gibson's commentary revolves around the influence of money in filmmaking. He asserts that financial incentives often dictate creative decisions, leading filmmakers to prioritize profitability over artistic integrity. This reality can create a cycle where only certain narratives are deemed marketable, further limiting diversity in storytelling. Gibson highlights how studios frequently opt for projects with proven formulas or established franchises instead of taking risks on original ideas. This profit-driven mentality contributes significantly to the rise of woke culture by creating an environment where only safe stories are told, those likely to resonate with mainstream audiences without provoking controversy.
You know, I had a whole bunch of weird paranoid suspicions about what the hell was going on because there was a lot of stuff I couldn't understand.
This financial pressure leads many filmmakers into a dilemma. They must choose between staying true to their artistic vision or aligning with what is commercially viable. Unfortunately, this often results in watered-down narratives, lacking depth or complexity. Stories crafted primarily with profit margins in mind, rather than genuine creative expression. Moreover, Gibson suggests that this profit-centric approach inhibits innovation within Hollywood as studios become increasingly risk-averse. When financial considerations overshadow artistic integrity, filmmakers may shy away from exploring unconventional themes or characters, ultimately limiting opportunities for diverse storytelling. The impact extends beyond individual projects. It shapes industry trends as well.
I mean, you feel as if you're committing a crime.
Yeah.
And it's kind of slimy.
As studios prioritize profitability over originality, emerging filmmakers may find it challenging to secure funding for unique projects outside established norms, creating barriers for fresh voices seeking entry into an industry dominated by commercial interests. Ultimately, addressing these issues requires collective effort from all stakeholders involved, from creators pushing back against restrictive norms imposed by studios, to audiences demanding better representation through thoughtful engagement with content they consume daily.
Mecca for filmmakers is this industry here. It's where there's the biggest pool. It's the watering hole where everyone comes to see, to measure up.
Gibson's outspoken nature hasn't gone unnoticed by Hollywood. Many in the industry have distanced themselves from him, labeling his views as outdated or divisive. Yet others see him as an individual who refuses to be silenced.
Actually, I asked Mel to present this award to me for a reason, because when I couldn't get sober, he told me not to give up hope, and he urged me to find my faith. Didn't have to be his or anyone else's as long as it was rooted in forgiveness.
Take the infamous cancellation of traditionalists in Hollywood. Gibson likens this to religious excommunication, where individuals are rejected for not adhering to a specific ideology. He compares it to those who are punished not for crimes, but for expressing orthodox beliefs that clash with modern sensibilities. This analogy underscores his belief that Hollywood's rigidity harms its ability to foster genuine creativity. Gibson isn't alone in this fight. Other artists like Ricky Gervais and Dave Chappelle have also spoken out against what they see as the overreach of cancel culture. Their criticisms have sparked important conversations about the balance between freedom of expression and accountability. But is this resistance to woke culture just an excuse to avoid change? Critics argue that artists like Gibson are clinging to an outdated system that failed to represent marginalized voices. Supporters counter that true creativity comes from embracing diverse perspectives, not enforcing ideological conformity. What does all this mean for Gibson's career?
Well, it's a job, for sure, because, you know, the world could get you down. And the longer you go, the more it gets you down. I remember my dad when he was probably when he was about my age. He said, yeah, by the time another 30 years goes by, he said, I'm going to be glad to get out of here.
Despite the backlash, he remains a prolific filmmaker and actor. His recent work, including Sound of Freedom, has been both commercially successful and polarizing.
Sound of Freedom is smashing it at the box office and is being attacked continually by the mainstream. Is that because it's a box office success? Is it because of QAnon conspiracy theories? Is it because it's a new emergent business model? Or does the establishment have something more serious to hide?
This raises an important question. Can Gibson thrive in an industry he openly criticizes? Or will his views ultimately alienate him from future opportunities? It's worth noting that Hollywood has a history of reintegrating controversial figures. If Gibson continues to produce compelling work, his critique of woke culture may become just another chapter in a storied career.
It's all digital, but tell them as well as I can, and that's the main goal. You know, tell a good story, and if the audience responds to it, I'm happy. If you get, you know, award nominations or accolades of that sort, I mean, it's just the cherry on top.
As we reflect on Gibson's statements regarding woke culture's impact on creativity within Hollywood, it becomes clear he advocates not just criticism, but also action. He encourages artists everywhere, including those feeling pressured by current trends, to reclaim their rightfully earned space within this industry, while striving toward meaningful progress moving forward. Gibson's resolve serves as an inspiring reminder. Some voices will always resist being silenced, even amidst overwhelming opposition. His advocacy highlights how crucial it is not only for individuals, but also communities at large, to stand together against censorship while promoting open dialogue surrounding issues affecting our shared cultural landscape today. This call to action resonates deeply across various sectors, not limited solely within entertainment circles, but extending into broader societal realms too. It urges everyone involved, from creators crafting compelling narratives reflecting diverse experiences, to audiences engaging thoughtfully with content produced today, to come together united under one common goal: fostering greater understanding through honest conversations. Mel Gibson's bold statements challenge us all. Are we willing enough to confront uncomfortable truths head-on? Are we ready to embrace diversity without compromising authenticity? Let's join forces today, working collaboratively towards creating spaces where every voice matters. Do you think Gibson's stance is a necessary challenge to Hollywood's direction, or is he out of touch with the industry's progress? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more thought-provoking content, and don't forget to share this video with friends. Let's keep the conversation going, because the future of Hollywood might just depend on it.